Live Now DT, and on YouTube.com/wakeupcalldt. I refuse to call it a case of the Mondays, but we just had a case of the Mondays, and we're still having somewhat of a case of the Mondays in the studio right now. Miss Fran, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and I just have one suggestion to the people that are at home playing video games. Stop. That's number one. Two, please go get a job and go to work. There's too many people home, and I won't call them by their name because they're not a sponsor, and I don't call them by their name because I'm not a fan. Rectum needs to boost up their internet because they suck.
I know. I agree.
They suck on like a large level. On a massive level. If you could be any worse, you know what? I don't even want to give you a suggestion. Don't try to be worse because you'll succeed. So we're happy to be here. And I miss the days when I was broadcasting in my studio and people were at work using their business internet and I was doing my thing. So I want people to go back to work.
Yep, so do I. I can't relate. My parents have both been working through this whole thing.
Yeah, I need
They've never been home.
I need people to kind of just, you need to go to work and man the studio and do the things that just stop using the internet at home. That's what I think I'm saying. Because, us business owners that utilize the internet, now that everybody is utilizing it, it's just making it difficult. And I love when you call, it's like, we can boost it for like an extra $39.99. And I see them just like turning it up and then turning it down, going, oh, Mr. Tortora's calling, let's turn him down. Your bandwidth looks low. So Fran, we need to just create our own internet. Can we do that? I mean, Italians have done a lot in this world. We can create it.
I don't think we're that smart.
No, we're street smart. We're good at the ground level stuff, right? Like if it's happening, we can change a neighborhood.
Yep.
We can take over, but not the internet. So we're here. It's Tortora-Squared. It's Fran and Dan. And Fran, we didn't even talk about this, but Fran is wearing my game-worn jersey, and I'm wearing hers. So we're happy to be here today. Obviously, my cousin and my little sister, Fran Tortora, she plays for CNS North Stars as a lacrosse player and as a basketball player as of this past season. And she has committed early on to Stony Brook, and so that's why you see the wolf there, and she'll be heading in that direction sooner than later. We're inside of the Cafe Kubal studios on 3501 James Street, as well as 401 South Salina Street, 208 North Townsend Street, 324 West Water Street, all in Syracuse, as well as inside of Galisanos Children's Hospital and at 343 Fayette Street in Manlius. You can fill your cup with your favorites today, and Cafe Kubal has something for everybody. I like the chai. You like the hard stuff. What are you?
Black coffee.
Just black coffee. Do you get it iced or just hot? Okay. Ice black. No. Is there a flavor in it?
No, just a little bit of liquid sugar and that's it.
So an iced black coffee from Cafe Kubal with just a little bit of sugar.
Yep.
All right. Fair enough. I'm getting like the mint chai, the pumpkin spice chai. I'm always getting chai stuff. So we're here with Fran today, though, and excited to have this show. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. And obviously you can see inside of MonPazPopcorn.com is what's popping, that our guest today throughout the entire show is Miss Fran. So BJ saying CNS proud, hi from Cicero, and I need an espresso. So go get one, brother. Cafe Kubal's all over the place here in central and upstate New York, so make sure you get yours today. It's been a little bit since we've been in the studio. The last time we were here, we were talking about you playing basketball.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about you playing lacrosse. So bring me into it.
So lacrosse season kept getting pushed back because of COVID, of course. But we actually started kind of on time, the date that they gave us.
Yeah.
And we've just been doing good ever since. We are undefeated in the league. In the section, we only have one loss, and then we ended up beating them the second time. So we're doing good.
So being back on the field, last season it was taken away. Last season you had nothing.
Yeah.
We talked about it a lot on and off the air, but looking back on it, how did you deal with it?
Yeah, I think that when COVID first hit, we didn't know that it was going to last as long as it did. So we all just, kept working, kept training like we were going to have a season, and it was just getting pushed back a little bit. But then when everything hit, I mean, we kind of kept that mentality all the way through the spring season. We got a couple tournaments in the summer, but not too much, just like 3 or 4 little play days and scrimmages. And then in fall, they started to open sports with like soccer and stuff, so that gave us a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
So then decided to play basketball. And then we just went back to almost full for spring season. We got our full 16 game schedule. Can't really play a lot of out of league games, but you know, at least it's kind of back to normal.
So I mean, when you lost it last year, and like you said, we didn't know what was going to happen. How did you navigate through it? What were you being told? Were you being told, like, practice, don't practice, get ready, don't get ready? I mean, was it back and forth like that?
Yeah, we were told just keep practicing because, I mean, it would keep getting pushed back by, like, 2-week increments.
Yeah,
It would be, like, 2-week increments and then a month increment, and then it finally got to the point where it was like, okay, we all know it's not getting better, so let's kind of, you know, it sucks, but the spring season is gone, so let's just look forward to summer season, and we just took it season by season.
You know, and what does it teach you? What did you learn about life? Because it's kind of the reality that we can't control anything but ourselves.
Yeah.
But you're learning at a very young age that you literally can't control anything but you.
Yeah. I think it was definitely don't take the things you love for granted. Seeing all your friends and your family, and getting, you know, sports in school, you know, taken away from you for such a long time. And just like, yeah, I would say that. Don't take things for granted.
So, being away from the game, I know that you're always training, you're always working.
Yeah.
You kind of like set up a gym in the house, you know, you have a father that only knows Rocky movies, like.
Yeah.
So did life feel like, I mean, yeah, you're not on the field, but because of how you train and because of what you do and because of how you push yourself and how your family is, did you almost feel like it wasn't different?
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't different. I feel like it wasn't different more for other people than for me. I kept my same training schedule.
Yeah.
Nothing changed. We still had, you know, goals outside to practice. And lifting, we still had all of that. So, like, my training schedule-wise didn't really, get touched too much.
You know, and your dad is always pushing for the best of you, and he basically takes whatever you've been told to do and multiplies it by 100.
Yeah.
So what was the regiment?
Great way of putting it.
So what was the regiment like? You know, what was life like, you know, doing whatever you guys had planned and really just leaving it up to your dad and you to figure it out?
Yeah, I mean, my dad was still working 3 jobs through the whole pandemic. So we were still keeping, you know, our lifting schedule the same. And I know gyms weren't open, but, you know, we made do with our home stuff. And, you know, I would go by myself, shoot, stick skills, everything like that. And he just kept drilling in my head, like, we've never had this pandemic before. Like, we don't know if things are going to randomly open up. We don't know when you're going to be able to play a scrimmage and when college coaches are going to be there, when the dead period's going to be over. So just stay ready, you know. And it was hard because it was a long time you had to have that mentality.
Yeah.
But yeah, it ended up working out.
You know, and that not knowing.
Yeah.
At what point did you just realize it wasn't going to happen?
Yeah, I would say after spring and when we had all our summer tournaments planned, and it would just go like one by one would be canceled. So we would have a whole like month and a half of tournaments and weekends scheduled, and just every single weekend they would get canceled and replaced and canceled and replaced. So that was kind of like, okay, we're not traveling out of state anytime soon, so.
Yeah, you know, and I think the thing that, you know, people forget about is that we talk about, you know, it's about the kids and we care about the kids, but you're going through it. You know, you can't give professional seasons and professional teams and players and franchise and all that. they can find a way to get it back.
Yeah.
You know, colleges can say, we're going to give you another year. We're going to let you transfer with no penalty.
Right.
But in high school, you can't give anything back. There's no extra year of eligibility.
No.
So, I mean, going through that for you, everybody wants to talk about what it feels like, but what does it feel like because you went through it?
Yeah. It definitely sucked. But I think that, you know, my team and just captains texting the other girls on the teams that we just had to stay ready and keep a strong mentality, because the last time we did step on the field, we were 1-15. So I feel like other teams definitely could, you know, still go off of their good season, and like they had good momentum and all that. So we were still starting from like square one.
Yeah.
So I think it just made us more hungry and, you know, more upset that we couldn't even prove ourselves last year. You know, we couldn't make any kind of growth, any kind of anything. So, you know, it ended up working in our favor, being undefeated in league. So,
what would have been worse? Having, like you said, 1-15. I mean,
Yeah.
would it have been worse if you were 15-1? You know what I mean? If you didn't get to play and you had so much good and you had a team that was coming back that was incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it was worse because I feel like, you know, the jokes and everything, the legacy of that season lasted longer than we wanted to. You know, we wanted to, you know, start fresh last year and, you know, have a new record, a new season, and, you know, we couldn't do that.
So coming off of it, going through all of it, what did you learn about Fran outside of lacrosse, outside of school? What did you learn about yourself being a kid in a pandemic that's never happened?
Yeah.
What did you learn?
I think I learned that my mental toughness was, I would say, very good. I think that I kept the same mindset through the whole pandemic, that it doesn't matter when they tell me that I can step on the field again, that I have to be ready. You know, I'm not taking this as a vacation and, oh, it's quarantine. Like, no, that was never the mindset. My class was in the recruiting process, so. Yeah.
You know, and you, so you think your mental toughness got better.
Yeah.
You think you grew in that area.
Yep.
How, you know, preparing for anything, you work out, right?
Yeah.
So, like, from your perspective as a student athlete, you have to study the game. You have to, you know, you got to get in the film room. You have to work on the plays and the different things that are set up. You have to know your teammates. You have to practice. You have to, you know, run. You have to lift. You have to do all these things. But I'm a firm believer that if you're not mentally tough, you got nothing.
Yeah.
Because if you go and you lift, right, you lift 315, you go running, you know all the plays, you know your teammates, but you get out on the field and you don't believe in yourself. Yeah. You don't think you can. You don't believe in your teammates. You let the other team get in your head. You're dead in the water.
Yeah.
So speak about the importance of being mentally tough.
Yeah, I feel like if you don't have that foundation, then there's really no point on stepping on the field. I think that just means you're not ready. I mean, we talk about it a lot with my team that, you know, if you're already defeated going into the game or you're not, you know, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You know, you got to go into the game that I'm going to kill it, and this is my mentality, this is how I'm going to get there, this is what we have to do. You know, and you're going to, if you have somebody that's not mentally tough, you can play a game and somebody can, you know, play dirty, or, you know, there could be a bad call, and if you let that get in your head, then, you know, you already lost the game. So. Yeah,
you know, and I see that in any form of life. If you're if you're not mentally tough, you're dead.
Yeah. No,
because
exactly.
You know, you have to have it, and I think people are learning now that, you know, there is no substitute to it. I mean, this pandemic it could have rattled any of us because you can't see faces. I mean, in the beginning of it, they're like, don't leave the house. Okay, leave the house. Okay, go to the grocery store. Don't go to the grocery store.
So unorganized.
You know what I mean? It was, but I mean, you were telling a bunch of people in a free nation to act like slaves in a sense, like, do it, don't do it. Do it, don't do it. Okay, do it. Okay, don't do it. Okay, some of you, okay, now. And now we're living in a world where it's like, okay, if you're vaccinated, live your life. If you're not vaccinated, then you're like a leper. Like nobody likes you. And it's you know, it's feeling, it just feels off that, you know, this world is kind of telling you what to do and how to do it, and if you're not mentally tough, you're gonna get you get lost.
Yeah, and I feel like it was really hard with just like, it was taking away every day, like the little things, your little routines, like it was just the stuff that's, you know, supposed to make you healthy. People going to the gym, you know, people, you know, doing all this stuff. The little stuff was taken away. But I mean, for us, I mean, still went to the grocery store. Still, we tried to keep the same routine, and I think not freaking out was a big thing that, you know, we didn't do. We didn't freak out at all. And I feel like once you let the pandemic rattle you and, you know, you got all worked up about it and you didn't just find a schedule and stuff that worked for you in a pandemic, and your mental toughness is not, doing well.
And that's the thing is gyms and movie theaters, like the places we go to get away, those are the things that took the longest to reopen.
And some of the things that keep us healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, people go to the gym to be healthy.
Right. People go to the movie theater to escape reality.
Right.
You know, they go to have a couple hours of a break.
Yeah.
You know, new shows. I mean, as simple as a new show not filming new episodes, and people watch that to come home and decompress. I mean, I know that people were saying to me, like, Dan, thank you so much for your show because you're positive and I need it. And I'm like, I've been doing this for almost 18 years, but they found me now because they were home and they, I don't know, found it on Facebook or found it on YouTube or somebody told them to listen. And they're lonely, they were sad, they were depressed, they were suicidal, they were confused, they were addicted. I mean, there's so many people that come to your show that they come to the game or come to the movie theater, or go to the gym or come to this show that just need somebody to tell them it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the humanity of it all was something that we couldn't lose. When you can't see someone's expression, you can't see their smile, you can't, you know, I mean, it's, my mom and my dad didn't see me for Easter. I stayed kind of in a little bubble. Like, I didn't hug my mom. Like, I'd see my mom and I didn't, like, hug her and give her a kiss for, like, a month and a half. And whenever I saw her, you could see her, like, physically be, like, just, like, she was so sad.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't want you to get sick. Like, you're in your 60s. Like, I don't know what this is yet. And it's, I don't know. I mean, I think this past year has just, I feel like the media is on to something else now. And I think, you know, people forget, like, this wave of garbage, just like it hit everybody.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's tough. You had a season taken away. I lost money like everybody did.
Yeah.
You know, life changed.
Yeah.
And it just, it's going to take time to get it back. And I think we as human beings just have to be together. I just, all this stuff of, like, I don't know. I get weird about the media because I'm media by definition, but they tell you to go one way, then they tell you to go the other way, and that start and the stop, it makes me sad for people that listen to the media blindly.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the things they were saying during the pandemic didn't make sense, you know? But, you know, it is what it is. It was kind of, you know, weird, and people could get around it where, like, we went on vacation to New Jersey in the summer.
Yeah.
And they were wide open, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was on vacation. Everyone was on the boardwalk, on the beach without a mask. And their numbers were not higher than everybody else's, so...
Oh, and that's like Florida.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, so how do you want people to take it seriously if you're like, okay, why? And I feel like New York was the worst, where we were... literally felt like we were in a prison. Because it was like, okay, literally you can go Tuesday, it's over. And they're wide open, but, you know, we're stuck... and we can't even go to restaurants, can't go to literally do anything. So
yeah, and I think that's where a lot of frustration was with people, is that, you know, we're closed for a year.
Yeah, like, how do you expect people to stay afloat?
Right, Broadway was closed. I mean, you look at like an actor that's trying to get any job.
Yeah.
And they might be homeless. They might be living in their car. They might be living on the streets. They get that one Broadway show, and then there's no Broadway for a year. Is that person even alive now?
Right.
You know, and I think it's so easy for people to stay in their little bubble and say, oh, you know, life was hard. I lost a couple $100, or I lost a couple thousand, or whatever, but I'm okay. Or to live in the world of a big company where it's like, we lost $45 million, but we make $2 billion.
Right.
But what about the people living in the street? What about the people that were trying to get their first job? What about the people that just got hired? What about the businesses that are closed? What about the people that were addicted? What about the people that took their own lives? Like, I know it's heavy this morning on a Monday, but it's a real thing that, like, people died during this thing, not because of COVID, but because they felt like they couldn't handle it.
Yeah. I feel like everyone's mental health was tested, and I feel like a lot of people could, you know, either handled it bad or other, but yeah, it really just, it sucked. There's no really other way to put it, but, you know, if you survived it and you came out of it stronger, then that's all that matters.
Yeah, you know, and my hope is that people do, and my hope is that people know that there's help.
Yeah.
You know, there are numbers to call. There is, you know, and I have brought this up before, but if somebody needs this phone number, I want to make sure we give it to you this morning. But because unfortunately, there's a lot of things that people need help with. If you need help, there is a National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. That is 1-800-273-8255. It's not worth saying goodbye forever. So please, if you need help, if you have anything on your mind, you got demons, you're scared, you're worried, you lost your job, you lost your wife or your husband, somebody died, you're going through a divorce, an annulment, you're sad, you lost a season, you lost a kid, a grandparent, you can't visit your parents in the nursing home, whatever it may be, whatever is on your mind, please reach out to somebody. It is not worth saying goodbye forever. 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255. Fran and I are going to take a step aside for a fast break. When we come back, we will talk about, after getting through all of this and going through this craziness, to be back on the field, back living life, back playing the game that she loves. There's so much to talk about right after this on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, so stay right here with us where sports truly meets that thing called life. We appreciate you being here inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. We hope you're having a tremendous week. And yes, it's always real on the show, and there's always a positive swing to it. I believe in you all, and whether I ever get to meet you or not, you can get through this. You got this. I'm praying for you, and we'll be back right after this.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
Cafe Kubal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafekubal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Kubal needs. Cafe Kubal, coffee for the soul.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt, where you are listening to internet streaming radio all over the world. We're also inside of our Facebook and YouTube feeds, where you can find us on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, on facebook.com/livenowdt, and of course shared on facebook.com/wakeupcalldt. All inside the Cafe Kubal studios with beautiful locations all throughout central and upstate New York. 3501 James Street, 401 South Salina Street, 208 North Townsend Street, 324 West Water Street, all in Syracuse. Inside of Galisanos Children's Hospital is now back open again, and 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York. So plenty of great places to come out to fill your cup with your favorites today. And I'm here in studio with Miss Fran Tortora, my little sis, and she and I both, that's the beautiful thing of having like brother-sister osmosis, is that we knew what shirt to wear.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the show. There's a lot of great stuff to talk about. And, you know, Fran, we talked about the adversity and everything we've been through and what it's taught us and everything. Do you feel better now? I mean, now that you're back on the field, I would imagine it feels better.
Yeah, I feel like I can speak for all student athletes that I feel like as soon as we brought back sports, everyone's mental health got better.
Yeah.
Everybody just got so much happier, and there was finally, you know, the purpose to play again, the purpose to train again, the purpose to, you know, make up for the lost season.
So you're back.
Yes.
Back on the field. Bring me into the day you got the news.
The day we got the news that we were actually playing was, you know, we had the date scheduled just like I was in basketball season, and we had the start date for spring sports. And because, you know, we kind of got through basketball season without any problems, and we had no positives, and we were getting tested every week, that we had a lot of hope for lacrosse. Just because it's outside, people can be spread out more. It's a less high-risk sport. So, yeah, we were pretty positive, and then we had intramurals, and when intramurals went through without, you know, any issues, we knew we were pretty good for season.
So you find out you're having the season, and the moment you found out, what were you doing? Like, where were you in that moment?
I was probably just at school. I mean, they set a date, and it was that date all year round.
Yeah.
So it was that date all year round. So when that date wasn't really getting pushed back anymore, then we all kind of knew gradually that it wasn't going anywhere, and that was what we're going with.
And so when you're playing basketball, was it in your mind the whole basketball season like there's going to be lacrosse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basketball was fun, and I really enjoyed it. But, you know, in my back of my mind, I was like, okay, yes.
How,
you know, I can step on the field again very soon in about a month. So
how was basketball? You were brought on to be a defensive havoc.
Yeah.
How did basketball season go?
It went good. It went a lot better than I expected.
Okay.
I kind of got thrown into it last minute. So, you know, I have this whole year. I'm going to train basketball as well as lacrosse now.
Yeah.
So I'll be a little more prepared next year. So I'm definitely happy that I went back.
How would you describe yourself as a player this past season?
I would say, honestly, same as lacrosse. I feel like any sport I pick up or anything that I do, I'm going to have the same mentality. So I would just be, like, hardworking, you know, playing hard, and, you know, having that mental toughness when we play. So hustling, that kind of thing.
Did you get more comfortable scoring again? Did you feel like you could...
I don't know about scoring.
Okay. But defensively?
Yes, defensively. A lot better. But.
So you felt like you Did you feel like you did what you were brought on to do?
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like I played my part and I did.
You harassed people on
defense.
defense.
Yeah, I did my job.
Did you make young women all over Central and Upstate New York cry? Did you make them mad?
I feel like, me and my coach talked about this at the end of season, but if you're, face guarding somebody or guarding somebody on defense and that's your job, and you either make them want to fight you after the game or make them cry that you did your job. So
yeah. So do you feel like you made people want to fight you and cry?
Definitely both.
Okay, definitely both. Okay. You didn't make anybody feel great about it.
No.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, I feel like you're one to take charges, you're one to I feel like you're on them.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is when you know how to be an athlete, you can work to translate.
Yeah.
Because you know to stick there. And to be a nuisance.
Yeah. So
you were like a fly in their face all the time. Did you get something out of it?
Yeah, definitely. I think I had more friendships with the girls, obviously, a whole nother team. And I think it made me a faster player.
Yeah.
It made my defense better for lacrosse. They definitely translate with each other, so it just made me a better athlete.
How do they work together? How does lacrosse and basketball being so different, how does it work together?
Yeah, you're besides just being an athlete and being tough and hustling and working hard, and besides that, your same moves are the same on offense. So your split dodge in lacrosse is the same as a crossover in basketball. It's the same moves, it's the same hesitation before. There's roll dodges, spin dodges. So, yeah, they all translate with each other, and obviously defense is the same. You're moving your feet to stay in front of people, so.
Did you pick up the ball at all like lacrosse and try to move without dribbling?
I think it was worse when I picked up basketball from lacrosse because I was like, okay, wait. This feels really weird.
Yeah, because you're
not having a stick in my hand.
Yeah, you're like, sticking a small ball, and now you got this, big basketball, so. What was the weirdest transition?
I would say that. I would say, just the first day, just being like, okay, what do I do with my arms?
Yeah. Did you feel like it was weird to dribble?
Yeah. No, it was definitely weird to dribble. I definitely tried hard not to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just tried to focus on the defensive end and working hard and making the hustle plays, because that's all I really could do without having any training for 3 years before picking up the sport again. So,
but when you switch back to lacrosse, you feel like it did something good for you.
Yeah, I feel like it just made me faster. It made me more in shape. You can train every single day, but basketball, you're probably going to be in one of the best shape, coming out of, because all you're doing is running back and forth. So I was automatically in shape going into lacrosse season. So,
you have a new coach. I mean, you got to see the era of a coach start past Eric Smith. So what do you think about the new coach at CNS for basketball?
Yeah, I think Seichen's doing a great job. I think, he bonds with the girls really well. And, we all love him, and we're glad that, he took over.
So with Seichen, how would you describe him as a coach?
I would say Seichen is, I would say that he likes the players that work hard, and I feel like that's the foundation for everything. That you come to practice every day and you want to be there and you want to work hard, and the players that make the hustle plays are the ones that stand out. And I think his basketball IQ is just insane. So,
do you think he was fair?
Oh yeah,
with everything.
100%.
So and they talk about players being coachable. Did you feel like you had a coach that listened? So on the other side of it, do you feel like you had a coach that had an open door, so to speak?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. And I feel like, he doesn't sugarcoat anything. If you have to work on something, then, he tells you.
Yeah. How does he communicate?
I mean, I think he's not really a yeller. He's just, you listen to him and you respect him. So I feel like he doesn't really have to yell. So yeah, he's just a coach that you want to play for and you want to get up every day and, get on the court and work your hardest.
So will you be playing again?
Yes.
Okay. There you go, Saichin. You got it right here.
With
The
more
exclusive.
training.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said with more training.
With
We'll
more
definitely
training.
be training with him all summer. So.
But CNS girls basketball in good
Yeah.
hands with Saichin.
Yes.
Okay. There you go. You got an endorsement, and she said yes already. What's today? May 17th, 2021. You heard it here on Wake Up Call. So we're here inside of the Cafe Kubal Studios, Tortora-Squared, Fran and Dan. And this is my cousin by blood, but she's my little sister. Yeah. So, getting back to lacrosse, let's talk about your coach there. You came off a 1-15 season, then you didn't have a season. Tell me about Coach. For people that don't know, share with everyone who the coach is for CNS Girls Lacrosse, and tell me about the leadership.
So our head coach is Coach Prentice. Our assistant coach is Coach Cummings, and our goalie coach is Coach Starr. So, our coaching staff took over kind of a broken program. There's a lot to fix between the girls and skill-wise, everything on and off the field. So they took over a program in a very short amount of time to get us ready. We had 2 weeks at intramurals, and then our game was like a week after that. So we had 3 weeks, and other people were still in sports because of COVID. Their seasons were like all squished together. So yeah, they just did a really good job of getting us ready for, our first game. So yeah.
How would you describe the staff in what they've tried to do to take this team out of the rubble and into a better era?
Yeah, I think that when they came in as captains, me and Molly both kind of told them that we always would say that we're a family, but it never really had a meaning behind it.
Yeah.
And I think that when they came in, we really talked to them about that we wanted to change the dynamic of the program, and most importantly, just our varsity team. That's all we could really focus on this year.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to change it where, we were a family, and that meant something. We were going on the field trusting each other, and we were all working hard, and everybody was holding each other accountable. So I feel like that was, their main goal coming in, and I think that they're doing that so far. So. You
said that you and Molly wanted to be a family.
Yeah.
You wanted the team to not just say they were, but to be a family.
Right.
Why? What was happening before that you weren't a family?
Yeah, I feel like there was just a lot of, we were a very young team 2 years ago. Yeah. A lot of the players that did play were very young. So then you had the animosity from the older players that we were senior heavy, that they weren't happy. So there was like that going on, and coaching staff and all of that. So I feel like when, we're all upperclassmen now, and, we all are now playing against a lot of girls that are our age, and we're finally not on the younger side of it, and now we're our own leadership. Yeah. So that definitely helped.
So, you've always had to grow up faster. Mm-hmm. On and off the field, yeah. I see that in you. You and I are, 18 years apart?
Yeah.
And we think the same.
Right.
Which tells me a lot about who you are and your character. I would like to think that I'm a good person in society. I try to be. And, and you have all these morals and values. I actually have shared with people very recently in conversations I've had that knowing that you exist mm-hmm. gives me hope for your generation.
Yeah.
Because
my generation's very special.
Very special. But
very, very, very interesting.
Yes. Interesting, special, unique, eclectic, crazy.
I definitely cannot represent my whole generation.
No, and the thing is, okay. So, my grandparents, your great-grandparents.
Yeah.
My parents, which would be your grandparents, and then me and your dad and you, these four generations, the thing that my grandfather and my grandmothers had was hard work ethic, right?
Yeah.
Hard work ethic. It's nobody's fault, but your own. If you do something, you have to take personal responsibility. Yeah. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to find your voice. You have to be mentally tough.
All these things, not blaming other people first.
Believing in God, having a faith.
Yep.
not believing in God because you can't deal with life, believing in God because God's real.
Yeah.
I love when people say to me, you believe in God because you need some fictitious thing to lean on when your life sucks. And I'm
Right.
like, no, I believe in God because God exists. And go ahead and come to the end of your life and find out that I'm right. And I hope the best for you then. But it's, you believe in God, you have a strong faith, you work really hard, you're determined, you take personal responsibility, you can talk to strangers, you can hold your own, you can, and when I say talk to strangers, like you can order a meal. Like you're not afraid to get on the phone, you can talk to me on the phone, you don't just text. There's so many things that are stereotypical of your generation that you don't do, and you mirror my generation, you mirror my parents' generation, you mirror my grandparents' generation. Why are you like this?
I mean, I feel like it's definitely how you're raised. I've had friends that can't order at a restaurant, and I've had to order for them, that don't know how to tip at a restaurant, that tip $1 on their meal.
Yeah.
That can't literally just speak to adults, or when you walk into someone's house for the first time, you can't just introduce yourself to their parents and make small talk and have a conversation. I've walked into people's houses and I've been talking to the parents and like, wow, like you're the only one that can hold a conversation. And I'm like, I don't know why they all just, put their heads down and walks by like I'm in your house. Like, so yeah, I feel like definitely how I was raised, my dad stops everywhere he goes to talk to people. So I had to, I was getting thrown into meeting new people all the time and holding conversations and introducing myself. But these are life skills that you have to know.
Yeah.
Or ordering my own food at a young age, or, doing all of that. So.
Well, what I don't understand is it's not like we're in America and they're asking us to order in Chinese.
Right. Like,
you know what I mean? It's
know.
We're ordering Chinese food, but not in Chinese.
Right.
You're ordering Mexican food, but you don't have to speak Spanish. Like, it's. I mean, I remember going to get my phone, asking them why my phone wasn't working, and I went into the store. Mm-hmm. And the guy this was like the funniest thing in the world. He goes, well, what are you doing with your phone? I was like, well, I own a business and I'm a broadcaster. So I talk on it a lot. He goes, that's the problem. He's like, if you have like 1-2 long phone calls, your battery's going to die. And I went, so I can take pictures with this thing. I can go on social media. I can get maps. I can make movies, I can do all this stuff, but you're telling me that if I use a phone for the purpose of speaking to a human, it'll kill my battery.
Yes.
But I still speak to humans. And the crazy thing about it is, that's what people say to me. Mm-hmm. Well, you can hold a conversation.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd hope so.
You can talk to anybody. I mean, when you go to in my world, from my perspective, when you go to a woman's house that you care about, and you meet her family, you look her family in the eye. Yeah. You reach out and shake her dad's hand. Right. You hug her mom. You bring flowers. You say hello, please, and and thank you, and all that good stuff. And looking somebody in the eye, shaking their hands, and talking to them, it shows them that they can be. It shows them that they can trust you.
Yeah, you're just a decent human being.
Right, and to me, it's like you hear from people like, "You're so easy to talk to. You're so nice. You're so kind." Like I've held doors open for people. You would have thought I gave them a kidney. Yeah. Like, why is it so hard for us to just do normal stuff?
Yeah, and that's like the normal stuff. That's not even like the deep morals and values that we were given growing up. You know, that being hardworking, and they just don't. I feel like my generation just doesn't really have it. Like
you and I pray to God we never have to. But I've watched enough end of the world movies to of meteors coming and wars and all this stuff. Yep. If this world needed to get a bunch of people into a bunker for an incoming meteor strike, you and I would be leading it. We would be leading the charge.
At this point, I'm going.
But you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like we would be the ones saying, calm down, move forward, put your head down, it's going to be okay.
All go buy toilet paper and peanut butter.
Right, it's like, it's going to be okay. Like, I feel that you and I could be thrown into a war, and we would be in a trench going, I've never been trained in this, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm going to learn. Because I got to protect people, and I need to be okay. I mean, but we have that.
Yeah.
Why doesn't the world have
I
that?
don't know. I mean, we were talking about it a lot with coaches, and it's, getting thrown into basketball and just any coach, lacrosse, it doesn't matter, but it's hard to teach a kid and to coach a kid and to change a kid if they've been told their whole life that they're perfect and there's nothing that they can do is wrong, and that they don't work hard. Like, it's physically impossible to try to coach them and make them a better player. We see it a lot in sports, especially, in teenagers, and helicopter parents. Just, if you're not getting playing time, the answer now isn't just to put your head down, work hard in practice every day, prove why you're better than other people, beat the people that's at your position. Yeah. That's what I did. It's now, okay, let's go to the athletic director, let's go to the coach, let's complain, let's write an email, let's have a meeting, like, all before,
let's have a Facebook rant.
Right, like, let's go on social media. Instead of just looking at your kid, okay, why? Why did this other kid deserve this spot more than my kid?
Yeah.
It could be that maybe the other kid is working harder, and they've been working in the off season.
Right, and sometimes it is wrong.
Or you both have been working hard.
Right. Sometimes it is wrong. Sometimes a coach plays their favorites.
Yeah.
Sometimes a coach plays, their I don't know, their brother's kid or whatever.
Right.
But I've been on teams where I thought I was unfairly treated and working hard, and I've been on teams where I feel like I needed to work harder.
Yeah. And I feel like, it's a tricky thing, but, in life, if you're going for a same position and, you're like this, anybody can get it, right? It's a 50-50 shot.
Right.
So, that's your push to the off season where I wanted it to be a long shot where people couldn't say, okay, well, maybe they have better this than no. I wanted it to be completely night and day, so politics and life couldn't swallow me up or things like that, and politics couldn't get involved where my position could be taken away.
Personal responsibility.
Yeah.
2 words put together. Some of the world's like cross-eyed, and the rest of the world is going, yeah, I get it. Personal responsibility. You can't teach it.
No.
Let me put it to you like this. You can't make somebody do it. You can teach. My parents taught me. So you can teach it, but, the older somebody gets and told that they're amazing.
More stubborn that they are.
Right. And I think, and I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. I had dated someone whose sister was never reprimanded for anything. Mm. And I talked to both of her parents, and the father's like, oh, I don't say anything because, I'm a happy-go-lucky dad, and I want her to call me.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to reprimand her.
Right.
Because I want her to call me. And then the mom's like, well, I'm not going to yell at her and get upset with her because I want her to call me. So they're both terrified of their child.
Right.
So the way they raise their child is, if I leave her alone and I pretend like everything is fine, and when she has a temper tantrum, I do nothing, she'll love me forever. What they created was a child who wreaked havoc on this world, and the way she treated people in business, in relationships. She ate people alive because she thought that everything was owed to her, and she thought everybody was supposed to bow down to her because her parents did.
Yeah.
So there was no personal responsibility. Yep. Then there's somebody like me who sometimes I take too much responsibility, and I take responsibility for other people. Yeah. Somebody screws up, and I'm like, you know what? I'll say I'm sorry. I'll be the bigger person. Right. Like,
or maybe I did something wrong.
And I never wait for somebody to tell me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, if I said something to you and it hurt your feelings and I vibe that you're not okay, I don't just go, well, Fran will call me if she needs. Like, I'll call you up and say, hey, Fran, you know what? I said something and I felt like it wasn't the way that I wanted to say it, or I felt like it was wrong. There's a world that I said this, I actually said this last night on the phone. I said there's no perfect person in the world. That person is up in heaven and rose from the dead. But there's no perfect human being. Yeah. But that doesn't keep me from trying to be as close as I can possibly get. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. When I'm right. And when I'm right, sometimes shutting up, and you don't throw it in people's faces. There's so many things in life that I just do because I'm surrounded by love, because I believe in God. There's things I do I don't think about, but when I see other people not do them, it makes me step back and go like, why can't people be responsible? You know, sometimes you need to work harder. Sometimes you need to listen more. Sometimes you need to stop being afraid. Sometimes you need to stop self-sabotaging. Sometimes you need to just shut up and listen.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need to speak up. And
Yeah.
and sometimes you are 100% wrong. Sometimes you're 40% wrong. But it amazes me that somebody could think that not taking responsibility is the way to go.
Yeah. I feel like people who raise their kids like that are not they're failing them in a way. You know, you're letting them go into the real world. You're letting them go into college. And not just the little things. We're going into college and they don't even know how to do their own laundry.
Yeah.
They don't know how to get on a bus. They don't know how to do any of that. But the core values, they're going to get swallowed up in this world. And, you know, everybody fails.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter how prepared you are. You're going to fail in your life, you know, more than once. But I feel like you're just doing your kids such an injustice. And it's not helping them. And it's really, really, really hurting them. And, you know, you could see it with, you know, my friends and their parents. And it's like, you know, you don't want to overstep, but it's just like you see it and you're like, you are setting them up for failure. You really are.
And there's a difference between telling your child that they're loved and that they can do anything, and then telling them they're better than other people.
Right, exactly.
There's a difference. There's a line of, I love you and you can achieve anything and I believe in you and you're better than everybody else and everyone sucks. Yeah. Like, if you tell a kid they're capable of anything, then that's God's love. You tell a kid that they can do no wrong and they're perfect and everybody sucks and they're the best thing, then you're going to get a bunch of people on American Idol that can't sing to save their lives, but they sure as hell think they can.
Yep.
You know, I mean, at what point do you love somebody enough to tell them the truth?
Right, exactly.
I guess is where...
And I feel like, I mean, with my parents, I was always told the worst before the good.
Yeah.
You know, nothing was ever sugar-coated, and it didn't matter how young I was. But my friends, you know, a situation will happen and I may be more blunt than others, but like, I don't sugarcoat things. There's no need to, you know, and some people can end up getting hurt in the end by, you know, sugarcoating things. Just be honest, be real. So yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing that, you know, when you can go and you know that you gave everything you possibly could.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I think you don't ever want to lose a starting job, right? You don't want to lose a job on the field. You don't want to lose minutes. You don't want to lose a starting job. But at the end of the day, if you gave it your all and you didn't get it, I know that you would be frustrated. I would be frustrated. But if you did everything you could do, what can you do?
Right. Then you just go back to the drawing board. You work harder. And, you know, but at least you can walk off the field knowing you tried your best.
Yeah.
And then in the off season or whatever else, you can, you know, rebuild and just keep raising the bar higher and higher. So.
How do you deal with things not going your way?
I would say I've learned that you can't control other people's actions, and that was it was a hard thing for me to, you know, to learn, like, that everybody doesn't have the same core values as me. Everybody doesn't have the same level of how important I think loyalty is in every relationship. You know, things like that.
Yeah.
I can't control that. I can only control myself. So I feel like that was, you know, very hard to, you know, try to put off on other people or do that. So I feel like if you do fail, I don't know, you just got to go back. I was always told, go back to the drawing board, work harder, get stronger, get faster, get smarter, and, you know, you'll eventually reach your goals.
You can't control
other people.
Literally anything but yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the world fights. I think most of our stress comes from trying to control other people, organizations, countries. Yes. Like, we try to control things that you can't. You know, you literally can't. I mean, I cannot control how you think, how you speak, how you feel. And no matter how much I would, like, push you to do something, I can't control it. You know what I mean? And I think that's probably the number one thing that if everybody looked at themselves and took like a good, hard, like open, real look, most of your stress comes from wanting to make your boss do this, your girlfriend do this, your boyfriend do this, your sister do this, your friend do that, when you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it would be easy, but
it wouldn't be life, and it wouldn't be, reality.
No, and I think working together and figuring out how to do that is what makes life beautiful, because the people that do love you and choose to love you, those are the people that count.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's so deep this morning on a Monday. I didn't think we were going this deep. But to be back on the field, before we take a step aside, what has been the greatest part of being back?
The greatest part of being back would probably be, I would say, proving people wrong. I feel like, we were really focused. I'm talking about like my school season and my school team. And everybody was really, they would look at us like we had three heads when we said that we were coming back the next year and we were winning a sectional championship from being 1-15.
Yeah.
And, there was not one person, besides a couple of our parents and a couple of the girls on the team. Not even every girl on the team believed that. So I feel like that would probably be, what I would wrap up this season to be. So
that you're proving people wrong.
Yeah, and because we did. Right now we're undefeated in the league. We've beaten every team. Now we're at the point in the season where we're playing everybody for the second time.
Yeah.
So now we get to beat them all again, and then a third time, and then playoffs. Yeah. So
why are you winning?
I think we're winning because we got everybody on the same vision. And like I said, we changed the family dynamic, which made the girls want to get up and go to practice every day and work hard. And we really, like we said, it was a lot to change. We needed at least 12 players, to start. And every single one of those players that has a starting spot needed to be able to hold accountability for themselves. And that was something that was really hard to change, along with everybody getting on the same vision of wanting a sectional championship and it being a reality. So yeah, I feel like once everybody individually changed that and individually started to hold themselves accountable, it really showed on the field.
How, because you can't change people, as we just talked about, why did they choose to start taking responsibility?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we told them, we did group talks and we told as a whole. And then when as a whole wasn't working and the girls weren't taking it, captains and coaches, we were pulling players individually aside, coming from a coach and then coming from a captain and see what worked better. But just having those conversations of, hey, you will be this much better if you just hold yourself accountable for this, fix it, and you have to come and hustle and work every single time you step on the field. Some girls listened, some girls did, and the ones that did are obviously making a huge difference, and that's why we're undefeated.
So you flipped the script by changing the environment, changing the mentality, and trusting in each other. Mm-hmm. How hard has it been to change the environment?
Yeah, it was so hard. One of the goals me and Molly had as captains were that we wanted to do, when you speak of team bonding, with a team, a lot of people are like, ugh, I go to team dinner, I gotta go to team bonding, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. And that was the mentality of 2 years ago. So this year, we planned team dinners every week. We planned team fires on the weekends. We planned, fundraisers that we needed, where stuff we wanted, or if we wanted to go on a trip next year, we had to work for it. So we changed the mentality of just everybody not having to be dragged to team bonding and actually wanting to go. Like, hey, we get to go to dinner tonight. So I think that was very hard to change, but slowly and steady, me and Molly changed that. And girls started to come along, and it was kind of the chain effect. So,
knowing you can't change people, you can try to lead, you can do everything you can, but ultimately they have to make the decision. Mm-hmm. What can you say about the trust you put in other people that what you were saying and doing was going to work?
Yeah, it was definitely hard to trust other people, but again, you kind of had to have a leap of faith and, your leaders just worked hard every day and were a positive example and showed that this is the standard now, and anything else that is not meeting the standard, you're going to be held accountable. So, we really changed that and focused on that.
Has your coaching staff, with you being captains, do you feel like the coaching staff has let you take on a leadership role? Do you feel like they let you talk to, is it them talking to the team and you talking to the team? Are they saying, we're going to say what we have to say and then you go do your thing? How is the dynamic?
Yeah, the dynamic's more of, it's a very open door relationship with everybody. So everybody can go in and talk to coach whenever they need. But I feel like, coach will pull me and Molly off to the side. And if there's something that maybe needs to come from us and not coach with the girls, then we'll do that. So, or if we feel like something needs to come from the coaches, then they do that. So it's a very open dynamic. And everybody is right now really listening to each other. So,
did you think the team would look as good as they do right now?
I knew that we had it in us. I feel like me and Molly were one of the only ones a couple years ago that really knew the potential of this team, and we knew what we could be. And the problem was that a lot of people weren't taking us seriously, and they didn't believe the same thing that we did.
Yeah.
So we just had to, put our heads down, work harder, and try to get one by one girls to come along and have the same vision with us.
How a good leader, a great leader, knows that you can't lead everyone the same.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you approach each girl on the team individually and speak to them in a way that they felt appreciated, encouraged, needed, wanted?
There's some girls and that was something that was hard for me to figure out as a captain. It was hard that how I was raised was, I couldn't use that same with other people. So I couldn't, if somebody kept making a mistake over and over again and they weren't working hard, I maybe not be able to yell at them.
Yeah.
They may just shut down completely. Yeah. And I can't, I had to learn in a short time that I don't have time to fix that or give them those try to change that. So, some girls really just do better with, you have to talk in a calmer voice, you have to give them a compliment first and then tell them what they need to work on. And then there's some girls that can just grab by their jersey and be like, get your head out of here. You know what? I know you're way better than this. So, get it together. So you definitely, as a captain, we had to know the girls on the team. And some girls needed a little more. Some girls needed to be left alone. Some girls would just get out of it themselves. And we didn't even have to bother, talking to them. Some girls are mentally tough and some girls aren't. So.
How long did it take you to figure out what you were dealing with?
I would say the 2 weeks in intramurals, we kind of figured out who was what. So who needed that and who didn't. Just because in intramurals, a lot of the girls' positions were being changed. Some girls were playing attack and are now playing defense. And that's hard for some girls to, deal with. So we kind of saw who was mentally tough, who needed more of, not being yelled at, and needed more support on and off the field. So I would say after intramurals.
Having Molly means what to you?
I would say that having Molly is, as captains, you try to lead other people, and then you often forget about yourself.
Yeah.
So, we'll see it a lot in a game where, we're trying to run the offense, we're doing all of these things, and we're holding other people accountable and holding ourselves accountable. And then Molly will pull me off to the side and be like, yo, just focus on yourself right now. There's sometimes where we have to reel each other in and, we hold each other accountable. We hold other people accountable, but we're really, we've always had the same vision since day one, and we've picked up lacrosse sticks together. So it's just a bond that's a lot different from everybody else.
We'll talk about the effects that the team has had on you, because we talked about you leading. We'll talk about the other side of it right after this on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Inside of the Cafe Kubal studios, we will take a fast break. You'll hear from our great partners in the community of Central and Upstate New York. Make sure you're all supporting everyone here in Central and Upstate New York. These businesses are the ones that hire your children. They're the ones that create in this community. So remember that buying a sandwich, going to look at a car, getting a t-shirt, whatever it may be, they're dropping your dog off for the day. You may think it's small, you may think it's tiny, you may think it's $5, but $5 can change the world. We'll take a step aside for this fast break and be back right after this. In Tortora-Squared, Fran with Dan. I put her name ahead of mine. That's how much I love my little sister. We'll be back right after this.
Avicoli's Restaurant, located right at the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road, is proud to be your local neighbor, growing with you for over 20 years. We're open 7 days a week for lunch, dinner, and drinks. For takeout, delivery, or catering, call us at 315-622-5100. When you order online and use our promo code AVS10, you will save 10% on your online purchase at myavicolis.com. And make sure to join us monthly for our live on-site broadcasts centered around Liverpool athletics. Avicoli's, your local, trusted neighbor right at the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road.
Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Campground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Campground and where your dog will be staying, in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
Cafe Cabal Mobile Cafe brings the cafe experience to you. We'll roll out to your neighborhood or office, ready to serve our locally crafted espresso bar to our loyal patrons. Inquire at cafecabal.com. Cafe Cabal, coffee for the soul.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, located on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, is home to over 40 flavors with more than 200 flavors in their total wheelhouse. Sky's the limit for this sweet and savory Central New York company. Keep it local at your parties, fundraisers, wedding showers, baby showers, and more by calling 315-450-MA-PA. That's 315-450-6272 for popcorn bars with custom flavors and colors at your upcoming event. Make sure to visit them on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. And for more information, go to maandpassnacks.com. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you? In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbeville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand butter chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. We appreciate you being here with us every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And I do want to let you know that the Millhouse Market on 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York, which you saw pop up during the fast break, I want to mention them as well. They are open Tuesday through Sunday and Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., Sundays 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., and you could find the Millhouse Market on 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York. But you can also find them in your pocket, which is really cool. So you can go to the Millhouse Market, and I will show you right now how easy it is. This is their app. So for those of you on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and on facebook.com/livenowdt, we can go here and it'll show you where they are. They had this really easy app, and then they updated everything, and now it's even easier. So they took an easy app and made it better, and so you can literally go on here, and you can start your order, and you can see all of their morning specials, their dining in, and all that. So if I want to order something, and it has the ingredients, it has all the information that you need here, you can pick your bread, you can go through everything. It is extremely I don't know how they made a user-friendly app more user-friendly, but they did. They found a way to make it better. So I'm going to choose my bread here. Asiago peppercorn is the best. So we'll do that. You can tell them to grill it. You can add coleslaw or whatever. Then you add it to your order. You review your order. It gives you your pickup location. It tells you everything. It remembers me and says, "Hey, Dan." And then it tells me when I can pick it up, my price. You could tip on here, and you could save your card on here and send it away. So it's a very, very easy, awesome thing to have it on the Apple app and Google Play Store. Just search the Millhouse Market. It'll be at your fingertips. You can call your order in. You can order on your phone, and of course you can go there. They have their indoor dining, they have their drive-through pickup window, and they have their general store with local products from local companies. The Millhouse Market is worth the drive every time, and I owe you a drive up there. So what's your go-to? This place has rice bowls, quinoa bowls, salads, specialty pizzas, regular traditional pizzas, all brick oven, over 30 different sandwiches, all these desserts. What would you pick?
I would say lunch, salads, and like dinner, I would go pizza.
Okay,
Brick
all right.
oven pizza.
So I'm going to tell you some of the pizzas that they have. This is because I have two that I love, and I want to see how well we link up on this, because you and I like a lot of the same stuff. But I'm going to look up, can I look up pizza? Will it let me do it? Let's see here. Yes, okay. So I'm going to look up the specialty pizzas. There's I forgot I had these. So there's a Utica Greens pizza.
Okay.
There is a bee sting pizza, which is spicy tomato sauce with honey, sun-dried tomatoes, pepperoni, and Italian cheese blend. That's my fave.
Okay.
There's and I'm going to name the other one that I really like, the steak and blue, which is blue cheese, balsamic, Italian cheese blend, garlic, herbs, shredded steak, tomato, pear, spinach.
Yeah, I would do that one without the blue cheese.
The steak and blue?
Yeah.
All right. Then they have a breakfast pizza that's brie, brie, pear, honey, bacon, and egg.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So, it's so good.
That sounds good.
It's so good. So, all right, fair enough. The Cobb salad is what I get for lunch, yeah. Because it's all fresh ingredients.
Yep.
The avocados are like soft. The chicken's awesome. And their honey mustard, like they make their dressings there.
That's cool.
So, now I want to go. Got to go tomorrow, though. They're closed on Monday. So, Tuesday through Sunday, folks. 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday, Sunday, 7 a.m. to 3. We're inside the Cafe Kubal Studios. I'm here with Fran, my little sister, and it is Tortora-Squared, Fran and Dan. We talked about how you tried to affect the team in a positive way. How has the team made you better? How have your teammates made you better? How have they led you?
I would say that they, in turn, have made me want to be the best captain and best player of myself and not slack off. I feel like I've asked a lot from them.
Yeah.
So now my expectations for myself are higher and at a high standard.
So, are you coachable? Are you teachable? Do they get through to you?
Yes. I feel like we have a very open, again, both ways. So, coaches have to come to me, that's fine. Players have to come to me, that's fine. Always listen, and always try to come up with a resolution. So,
what is Stony Brook getting?
that's a good question. I would say they're getting a good leader and a hustle player and somebody that will work hard no matter what.
You committed to them early on. Is it a done deal?
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, they're doing really well. They obviously made the tournament, and because they won the American East, and they just beat Towson on Friday, beat Rutgers yesterday, and now they play UNC for the championship in their second bracket. So
yeah,
yep, they're on a roll.
It's funny because when I talk about Stony Brook women's lacrosse, whether people know Stony Brook or not, I always lead with, I was like, oh yeah, my little sister's going to Stony Brook. They're either 1 or they're 2 in the country. That's what I say. I'm like, they're either first or they're second. They're in the top 2 somewhere. So, I mean, you're not just going to play college lacrosse. You're going to play for arguably the best team in the entire United States of America.
Yeah. I feel like they're, in the tournament, it's anybody's game, and they're always the underdog. So they dropped in rankings a little bit, but they get their momentum in playoffs. They like just watching them from in season and then in playoffs, they're a completely different team. So yeah, I'm excited what they can do this week.
And I mean, are you avidly watching them?
Oh yeah, every game.
Every single game. And what do you see from the team that they have right now?
Yeah, I feel like all of the girls. I mean, Taryn O'Miller just went off in the last game.
Yeah.
But I feel like their defense is just insane. They're all coming, like every single player is going after every single play, working hard at 100% on every single play all the way throughout the game until the end. So.
And what is it about this team that you like? I mean, like when you see this team, and what is it that gets you excited?
I would say their team chemistry, and how fast they play. And yeah.
So how fast they play and the chemistry is what gets you.
Mm-hmm.
You got some time. You got this season and you got next season, right? So how much I know that you love playing and I know that you're at CNS and you want to win a championship and all that. But the fact that you committed so early, are you like itching like crazy to play?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would love to go tomorrow, but obviously I can't. But yeah, I'm excited to go.
And you're excited to be on the field at
Yeah.
Stony. Like how do you feel it? Do you sense it? I can see how big you smile.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, I just can't wait to get out of here.
You're going from here to another part of New York, though. Like you're not leaving.
But so different.
Well, yeah, there's water.
So different.
There's water. There's beaches. There's.
It's not Syracuse.
You're not a fan?
No.
No. What don't you like about Syracuse?
Oh, the people, the weather.
Oh my God, the people.
Everything. I just can't wait to new.
You know that it snows in other parts of New York.
I know it does, but I don't know.
Not as much here, right?
Yes, just anywhere else is better.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. I'm just excited for kind of a fresh start. To play for the coaching staff there.
Yeah.
To be part of a new family. So yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this crazy question: Should I relocate to your area?
I think you should. I think my dad's might be relocating. I don't know where he's going. He might go somewhere warm and just come up for the games, or he might go up there. So we'll see.
Yeah, your dad's itching to be somewhere warm.
Yeah.
He
is.
But I mean, did you show him that like in the Long Island area that there's beaches, there's water, there's like.
I know.
Because it's funny when I see my friends on the beach and I see like these people out there. My buddy Rob, it looks like he's in Florida and he's just on Long Island.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I told you. See, it's so different.
Yeah, whatever. But I mean the thing. I love Central and Upstate New York, and there's such a beauty and a majesty of it. And the thing that's weird is, when I think of Long Island, I'm like, does it snow there? Because the weirdest thing about being in the city is like, I don't know if this snow can get to the ground because there's too many buildings. So the snow hits the buildings on the way down, and then by the time it gets there, it just gives up on life. Because there's only snow at like the pier.
Yep.
But there's not. It's like when it's snowing in New York City, it's like not snowing in New York City. So, I don't know. I guess I want to believe it doesn't snow as much.
I know. I really hope that.
It's not Buffalo. I mean,
know.
for God's sakes, Buffalo snows It's probably snowing right now in Buffalo.
I know.
Buffalo, how you guys doing? Cortland always has fog. Buffalo always has snow.
Yep.
But you're looking forward to Stony Brook.
Mm-hmm.
You're excited.
I am.
You can go to the beach.
Yes.
All right. You can get. See, that's the thing. We naturally tan. We don't fake and bake. We don't have to.
I mean,
you fake and bake sometimes, but you don't need to. We don't need to. Right? We don't need to. But you gotta, Well, did you have prom?
So I didn't go. I might go to ball.
Okay.
We did have prom, but prom's a lot. You spend a lot of money on a dress. You spend a lot of money.
Do you like dressing up?
I do, but with COVID, it wasn't a full prom.
What was it?
So it was like you went for hour time slots.
See, but
you had to have a freaking mask. Like it was just a lot.
Hour time slots. Oh,
yes.
Okay. See, here's the thing, though.
And it's like 4 people at a table, and you can only dance with your table.
But you and I believe in God.
Yeah.
And growing up as kids, they always said leave room for Jesus. So we already did COVID before COVID because you dance like this. So Jesus was here, and now they call it COVID, but I still call it Jesus. But I mean, I guess. That sucks.
Yeah.
What is it? And you can only dance with the people at your table?
I know.
I mean, I thought
That's
you're supposed
to... That's what I said. That's why I didn't go.
That's really stupid.
Yeah, so next year we'll We have a lot of friends at other school than me and my friends.
Did you go to rent a dress and be like, I just need this for an hour? So whatever the price is,
I wish it was like that.
Yeah. So this is $400. I'll give you $12 because
Right.
I'm only going to use it for an hour. I mean, that's. And what do people do with prom dresses after?
You resell them to try to make some money back so you can put them towards your dress next year.
That's. I don't. There's a lot of things that I don't envy about being a woman, and one of them is that is the dress and the wedding dress. I mean, the money that goes into that, you know. But the wedding dress you keep. Mm-hmm. Or are you gonna resell yours?
I mean, if it's just gonna sit in the closet.
I mean, it's weird because as a man, you rent a tux. Mm-hmm. You don't get to keep it. No. You know, you rent it if it looks nice. So, but I feel like for me, if and when I get married, I think I want to have it and keep it.
I could care less.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I want to keep it. Maybe I want to put.
Because people are always like, oh my god, I want my daughter to wear my dress, but that's just so not like.
Let me show you the one I want to wear. No, go ahead. What was you gonna say?
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They're so outdated by the time your kids wear them.
This is what I want to wear.
Oh god.
Hold on. This is what I want to wear.
That's horrible.
You're
awful.
Look at that. It's the Dumb and Dumber suit. It's the orange cane, the orange bow tie, the orange stuff, the orange shirt, the orange hat.
You really like Syracuse.
I do. I get, I'm an orange baby. But I mean, I don't get the whole, so let's talk about prom for a minute because I don't get it. Because, because this is my thing. In high school, I could never find a good date. Like most of the women at my high school, God bless your hearts, they suck. And so like I didn't date anybody from my high school because they I don't know if they suck now. They sucked back then. But I mean, because everybody thought that their didn't stink, and everybody smells the same in the toilet. So, but I had one date and it was a friend and I thought it was fine, and she stiffed me on like the day.
Oh, that sucks.
I had a girl that got in between my best friend and I. And then my senior prom, I took somebody who wanted to go with me who didn't go to my school, and we had a fantastic time.
Yeah.
But taking somebody from my school was just stupid and ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So what is prom now? Is it all it's cracked up to be, or is it still what I think it is, where I'm just like, there's like nobody I want to bring.
Yeah. So I feel like now it's more like friends based. I mean.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of like just groups of like girls that go together and then groups of guys that go together and just go as like a big group. I'm sorry
I told you all that you suck. You're fine. I'm sure you're all great human beings. All I'm saying is my experience of women in my high school was not, they just weren't the kindest people in the world.
So yeah, and I feel like a lot, like if you go with a date, you're going with friends, and I feel like I always felt like if you go with friends, you have more fun. Yeah. I mean,
I went to my ball with somebody that I never dated, never kissed, never anything. We just danced all night. We had a good time.
Right, exactly, and you were friends, and I always go with friends. So.
This is how I look at my life. Most of the people that I've dated, as you know, are crazy. Mm. and now in my life, I feel like, there's somebody that's well beyond that. Mm-hmm. And you learn a lot. Mm-hmm. But dating sucks. And dating during COVID sucks. Yeah. And dating in the 21st century sucks. And so I can't sugarcoat it for anybody. It's hard to find a person with good morals. Yeah. It's hard to find a person that believes in God. It's hard to find a person with personal responsibility. It's hard to find a person that cares about the things that matter. Yeah. It's hard to find all of it. Mm-hmm. It's not easy. Nope. And so the best advice I could tell somebody is when you find somebody good, hold on for dear life. Mm-hmm. Just grab onto that pole like there's a tornado coming. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, dances when I was at school, just,
I know. It's more the after party.
Yeah, like it's...
like after.
I feel like, and I don't know. My friends... The friends that I have, my closest friends that I have in my life now, I would almost like to put on like our own prom, so to speak, like our own party with the people that I have in my life now, because we would have fun. Like, if we just went to a cabin and no cell phones and no nothing, and it's just us with the people that we care about, it would be awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, but I don't even remember. I think I went bowling for like an hour. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. So, my fight with Taco Bell last night meant more to me than my senior ball. But with that being said, it's time to play a little bit of rapid fire with Fran. This is where we open up the show to be about literally anything. We've talked about adversity, faith, COVID, not playing, leadership, learning from other people, teaching other people. We've learned a lot on today's show, hopefully. We've hopefully helped somebody out on today's show. Mm-hmm. Now it's time for us to talk about literally anything, which I know is always fun for us. Mm-hmm. I'm going to let you start.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Okay. What are, like, 1 or 2 foods that are, like, that you don't like that the majority of people would be shocked by?
That I don't like?
Yeah. Like, what's something that's, like, everybody likes, but you're just, like, absolutely not? Hell no.
I don't like sausage.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. If you cut it up into small pieces and put it on pizza, I can roll with it, but I don't like sausage. Huh. I would say that you have to literally make it not sausage. You have to douse it with everything.
Yeah.
So that's one of them. And, like, if it's sausage or meatballs, it's the easiest decision in the world. Meatballs. All day. And another one? Something that most people like that they'd be shocked that I don't like.
This is the first time I've ever stumped you, and I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah. What don't I like? I like so many things. I'm so easy to eat with because I'm so not picky. I guess, you know what I don't like? I don't like creamy blue cheese that everybody uses on their wings. I like ranch.
Me too. I hate blue cheese. That's why I said the steak and blue without the blue.
Yeah, I don't like blue cheese.
I don't like crumbly blue. I don't like creamy blue cheese.
Yeah. I can deal with crumbly, but I don't like creamy blue cheese. No, it makes me want to throw up.
All the way.
I know one. So many people like this, and like every woman I've ever met, Eva, likes this. I don't like sour cream.
I love sour cream.
I do not like I don't like the smell of it. It smells like curdled milk. It's disgusting. It's gross.
No,
it's called sour cream. It's literally God going, why are you eating this? It's called sour cream. I mean, it's like, he said it was bad. It's sour. When milk goes sour, it's bad.
Okay, well, guess what? Well, Grandma Meatballs'
what?
Lemon cookies have literally a tub of sour cream in them, and I guess you didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I don't like sour cream by itself.
I love sour cream. It does that.
All right. Okay. My question for you. What is one thing about you that you've never told me that I should know?
That's so broad.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't know.
One thing about you I don't know.
I hate popcorn.
You hate popcorn? What is wrong with you?
And cheese.
You hate cheese? Wait, you hate you hate cheese.
I hate cheese.
Any cheese.
And popcorn. The smell, I can't even do the smell of popcorn like movie theaters. I'm like, ugh.
Wait a second. You're Italian and you don't like cheese. There's cheese on everything.
Right. So, like my dad who puts like extra cheese on pasta after, I don't do that. I'll do light cheese on pizza and like pick off like big clumps.
You just eat tomato pie.
Right. That's my favorite pizza. And like margarita pizza.
You don't eat like what?
No cheese on burgers. I'll eat some.
Fran.
Like some cheese.
This is so much worse than my answer.
Like a quesadilla I can do because there's like a million.
Because you can't see it.
Yeah, and I put like a million toppings and like sour cream and salsa, so you can't like taste it.
So you don't like cheese? You're Italian.
I know.
Fran. What in the world?
So when I tell people that, everyone's always so shocked.
Yeah, I am shocked.
Popcorn and cheese.
I'm hurt.
Yuck.
I feel like that's like the most non-Italian thing to say in my studio.
It is.
Wow. I gotta think about things now. I feel like my life is different. All right, what's your next one for me? Holy, that's gonna stay with me.
What's the next place you're traveling to?
Outside
of New York.
Well, I've been to Florida twice in 20. I promised myself in 2021 that I wasn't going to stay. I wasn't going to do nothing like they asked us to do in 2020. So the first day of 2021, I went to Atlanta for the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl with Georgia and Cincinnati, which came down to the last second field goal. There's 3 seconds left, I think. So, love that. And I've been to Florida twice, been to Disney twice, February and April. So, the next place I'm going, probably, I mean, I'm going to Long Island, and then I'm probably going back to Florida. I mean, I think my goal is to go to Florida like every 2 months.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, I mean, I love going to Florida. So, I don't know. I don't have any other plans besides that right now. But if some things work out in the summer, I may be back in Charlotte and I may be in Texas.
Gotcha.
And I haven't been to this part of Texas. So if I get to go anywhere near Dallas, I'm doing the cowboy stuff.
Gotcha.
Where is the next place you're traveling, Miss Fran? Hi, Lily.
I would probably say I'm already planning. I mean, like you said, in 2020 we weren't allowed to go anywhere, even though I went.
Yeah. Even though you and I, tried to do what we could.
Yeah, exactly. I would say, because our friend group, we have, seniors and juniors. So I'm going to go to Wildwood at least twice, and we're trying to plan a Florida trip. So I'm going to do, one Wildwood trip with, my dad and more of, our families. Then I'm going to do one more of just friends, and then we're going to try to do a Florida trip. So,
when are you doing the Florida? This year?
Yeah.
Okay.
We want to do probably, I don't know, when do you think's a better time to do Florida? June or August?
August is going to be really hot.
Really, really hot?
It's going to be really,
but
really hot.
But is it going to be hot in June?
It's going to be hot in June. It's going to be in the hundreds in July and August.
It's rough.
Yeah. The best time to go is November.
Really?
September, October, November. October, November, good. November, best. December's not bad. December's beautiful. July and August, you're sitting on the sun for a little while.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, I've done it. I've lived there during
Yeah.
it. I've worked at Disney during it. It's
You
like
should try to
100. It's like
jump in the
101
pool
at
every
10
time.
o'clock. Oh yeah, it's like 100 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning.
That's so funny. How do you do the snakes and the alligators? Do you see them? The snakes.
There's a
and
lot of
alligators
lizards. You don't see
and
the snakes
lizards?
and the alligators. You
I would
don't.
always be scared to let my dog out. If I lived there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Could you imagine Lily just in the backyard for hours at a time? No.
No, absolutely not.
And my dogs are big, let alone Lily.
No, Lily would be with me at all times.
Right.
I would never let her in my backyard ever.
Yeah, but that's so inconvenient.
It's very inconvenient.
You know what I mean?
There's alligators everywhere.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You have to check.
Anytime you see any body of water, my head's there's something in it.
Right.
There's a snapping turtle, there's something.
But that's what I'm saying. Every time you let your dog out, you have to check for alligators, which is fine. But snakes, you can't really check
No.
for snakes. You can't see them.
Lily got 2 ticks on her, I don't know from where, and
Right.
I pulled them off her. I freaked out.
Yeah.
Because she's never had one, and I've never come into close contact with a tick
They're so
before.
gross.
They're disgusting. I was picking at her ear, and I pulled this thing off of her, and I was like, oh, maybe it's dried blood, and I put it on my nightstand, and then it went like this, and I was like, what the hell is that?
Ew.
And then there was one in my bed. I washed my entire shower. So, I can't. So,
That's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I never thought about that, but now that I'm thinking about that, I'm because an alligator could eat her in one. I
Right,
can't
but
even.
that's an easy check if you got a fenced-in backyard. That's just a scan.
Right.
You can see an alligator.
I'd have an infrared aerial scan. Yeah.
Right, but a snake.
You can't.
Right, we leave our dogs outside for 3 hours. They love it. They just sunbathe.
Yeah, I let Lily go outside, and sometimes I don't
Right.
even know where the heck she is.
Right,
Yeah.
and we're comfortable. That's so crazy. You have to walk your dog every single
A
time.
reason to like Syracuse. Look at
There
you.
it is.
Look at you. Okay, my question. Oh no, wait. Did I just ask you one? You asked me one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's yours
turn.
now.
No, it's your turn. I asked you what's the first place you're traveling to.
Yeah, and I asked you too.
Okay, that doesn't work. That doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. You
Yes,
can't
it does.
reverse questions.
I didn't reverse. I just
You
gave it back
did.
to you. Oh, whatever. Fine. What are the 3 best words to describe you?
I would say hardworking,
Yeah.
loyal,
Mm-hmm.
and fantastic.
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 Well, it's patent and pending.
Yeah.
So, what's fantastic, man?
Just me.
Just you? Okay, fair enough. Fantastic. I like it. When did that happen?
I don't know. I said it a while ago. I was like, I'm just so fantastic, and I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. What's your one for me?
Okay. I don't know.
Anything in the world, Fran?
Would you ever want to go on vacation? Oh, where would you want to go on vacation? The first place you would want to go out of country.
Italy.
Italy. So that's like what you're planning, like first one to plan.
Yeah, Italy and Spain. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure.
What part of Italy? Because they're very different. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, where our family's supposed to be from is my family's from Naples and Calabria.
Yeah, that's.
And then some of them moved to Rome, so I'd want to go to all those places. And there's like 7 restaurants that are named Tortora, and apparently there's a travel company bus that's named Tortora, so I'd want to see all that stuff.
Gotcha.
I'd have to do that. And if you say that you don't want cheese in Italy, they will slap you.
A lot of it's seafood though too.
Yeah, well, do you like seafood?
Yes, I like seafood.
Okay, all right.
Seafood.
How
pizza.
do you not like cheese, Fran?
I don't know if they have ranch in Italy though. I can only eat my pizza with ranch.
I don't know. I don't know if they have ranch in Italy. Seems like an American thing.
It does.
All right, my question for you: what 3 words would you use to describe me?
Oh my god, your question. What? I would say respectful, loyal, and funny.
Okay, I'll take those. Respectful, loyal, and funny. Yay. All right, what's your one for me?
How many are we doing?
Back and forth, rapid fire. It's rapid fire. We've asked like 3.
We usually do 3.
Rock and roll. This is open discussion time. The final 8 minutes of the show were open discussion. This is, I've done my press conference, and now I've asked the people if they have questions.
Okay.
This is where we're at. It's tax day, people. Get your taxes in.
What's a place that you want to have a sponsorship with?
Oh, cool question.
That you're working on, where you're like.
Okay. Local or like.
It doesn't matter.
National. Okay.
Anything or both. One from each.
Okay. Well, I'm working on some stuff with Victory Orthopedics, Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. And we got to do 2 videos, which are really cool and really awesome. And I got to tell my story and introduce people to Dr. Mark Petropoli, if you haven't met him. And we got to talk about, with Taryn Bader, pelvic flooring and all these things about, like, women and having kids. And, like, I learned a billion things that I never knew about a woman's body, which was really, really helpful. And the information is incredibly helpful to women, I believe. So you should check out the videos on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and on Facebook at wakeupcalldt, and I'll be posting them again. So I guess doing more with Victory and a national place. I work with Chick-fil-A, which is wonderful, and I work with Carvel, and I work with Honda. So I would say, oh boy, I'm trying to think. A national place. You know what I'd really like? Reese's peanut butter cups. I'd like to work out something with Reese's.
That'd be good.
Don't pay me in peanut butter cups. I want like real money, but like, yeah, I don't know, something like that. I'm really into working on my comedy. I would love to start getting on stage and doing stuff.
Gotcha.
So, that, yeah, I'm excited about that. Okay, you're gonna love this one. You're gonna not love it, but you're gonna love it. Don't make the face. So, you're gonna love it. What do you want to tell the woman that wants to be my future wife? Bang.
What?
You're honest. You care about me, so tell her.
Don't do anything that his ex is.
Don't do anything that his ex does.
You'll get canned.
That's a fun list. That's a very fun list. Now, what would you tell her about me? What would you say to her? What would you say to her? If she was sitting in front of you right now, what would you say?
I would say, I don't know. That's so hard. I would say I would say just stick to being a good person and having good core values and grow together and have fun.
Okay. Fair enough.
Mm.
All right, go ahead.
Jesus.
We're going to do 2 more.
Alright, let's see. Oh, this is a good question. What's your favorite Mexican restaurant in Syracuse?
I don't have one.
Oh, we talked about this before. That Syracuse is lacking.
It's so lacking.
I know, but like if
it
you
kills me.
Like if you gotta go get Mexican, like where are you going?
I am Hispanic. It's part of my blood, and I'm like, where do I go? I will tell you, and this will sell Long Island even more. There's a place called Del Fuego, and I was brought there, and this is my thing. This is my test. So when I go to a new pizza shop, I always get like a cheese slice because if you screw that up, you've screwed up life. And so I get a cheese slice, and I need a real slice. I need a big old slice. It needs to be triangle. It needs to be like a Ninja Turtle, like the cheese is pulling. I need the real deal. And texture is everything. So when I go to a Spanish place, when I go to anything like that, Mexican, whatever, I have to have a burrito. Because I have to have it has to have flavor.
Yeah.
So here, you know what? I would love to partner with a business that opens here and makes good Mexican food, Spanish food. Yay. If I had to pick a place, I guess I would say Papagayo, because I love their homemade chips and I love their chicken enchiladas. But burrito here, no.
Moe's.
No. Chipotle.
I don't like Chipotle.
But it's
like Moe's. I like Moe's. I don't like Chipotle.
But it kills. It just.
I know.
And the fact that I went to Del Fuego on Long Island, it was so good. It was so good. That burrito was fantastic. I ate that burrito at I don't even know, midnight? And my stomach was, okay, here's the juxtaposition. I ate a burrito from a local Mexican place at midnight, stomach fine. I went to Taco Bell last night, and I got woken up this morning. So, I don't know. It's hard here. Man, it's just
Mexican stuff.
It's killing me. Okay, what is your favorite Syracuse restaurant?
You asked me this last.
Did I ask you this last time?
I think so.
All right. Should I ask you something else?
No. But it's hard because it depends what you're in the mood for.
That's how I feel.
Like pizza, I'm going to Pepino's.
Okay.
Not like pizza and stuff like that.
Seafood.
Okay, seafood.
Don't you dare say Red Lobster. I will kick you out of the studio.
I don't like Red Lobster.
Okay. We're not against Red Lobster.
No.
I'm asking for local.
We don't really have a lot of great seafood places either. That's just seafood. You know what I mean?
That's just.
We go to a place and it's like, okay, they have good
and they
salmon.
have seafood. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Delmonico's has a good lobster tail.
Okay.
So that's.
Who has the best popcorn?
So funny.
Thank you. All right, what's your last one for me?
What's
anything in the world?
What's your next step in life? Like, what next big thing are you thinking about doing or making or moving, or your next goal, next something that you want to accomplish, or
Such a loaded question.
Don't overthink it.
I don't. I mean, my knee-jerk reaction. I think I want to share with people that I love and not on the air. I want to be a husband. I want to be a dad, and I feel that I may be in a place where that's finally possible.
Got you.
That's my answer.
Good answer.
My last question for you is, after lacrosse, what do you want to do for a living?
Well, Stony Brook's a good medical school, so I was thinking about going into. I could either do psychology.
Okay.
And you could do like sports psychology. You could do anything like that. Or I could do 4 years of psychology and then go to law school.
Yeah.
So something like law school would be something that I can do 4 years of basically whatever. And then go to law school or something in the medical field.
Okay. So medical field or law school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you envision yourself being then?
I don't know. It changes every day.
It changes every day. Okay.
Yeah. I like psychology.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Fran is off the hot seat. I'm also off the hot seat. We've swapped jerseys. We're here today, and we appreciate you being here. You can go back and watch this video on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Tell your family, friends, coworkers, and colleagues. There's over 1,000 videos on there. You can also go to facebook.com/livenowdt, where you are right now, and see a bunch of stuff. And, of course, you can find us on social media at wakeupcalldt on Facebook, at calldt on the Twitter, at wakeupcall_DT on Instagram, wakeupcalldt.com 24/7, and this video will be on the homepage of wakeupcalldt.com.
Yes.
So, with all of that being said, I want to remind you all that throughout the week, you can listen and watch Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Facebook.com/LiveNowDT, YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT, MixLR.com/WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.com. Once the show goes live, you will find us in the archives. We've added some stuff there, and we'll continue to add a lot of great stuff that we've done over the past few weeks. Will be added to Stitcher, Spotify, MixLR, YouTube, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Podbean, and more, simply by searching Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. And, of course, a proud thanks to all of the beautiful companies that we work with here in Central and Upstate New York. Cafe Kubal, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Honda City of Liverpool, Chick-fil-A Cicero, Avicoli's, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Pizza Man, Canine Campground Dog Boarding, the Mail House Market, and Mon Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. If you use my promo code anywhere within the 50 United States, if you go to myandpaspopcorn.com for delivery or in-store pickup and use the promo code DT20, that is DT20, you'll get 20% off by using my personal code at myandpaspopcorn.com to pick up your favorites today. So, with that being said, from inside the Cafe Kubal studios, this has been Fran Tortora and myself, Dan Tortora. And Wake Up Call has plenty coming up this week. So many great things. And Fran, as always, Stony Brook's getting one of the best of us, and I'm very excited about everything that we get to talk about from here. So, y'all have a great day. Absolutely, always. So, y'all have a great day. We'll talk with you very soon. Please be safe, and as always, God bless.